Hi, I'm Scott, and I live in Hayward in beautiful northwest Wisconsin. My local theater, the Park Center, asked me to make a lectern for them, and I looked online and I didn't find any designs that I particularly cared for, so I decided to come up with my own, and this is the result. One thing I did discover online is that this is called a lectern. A lot of people incorrectly use the term podium. Podium is a raised platform that you stand on, but this type of thing is not a podium, it is a lectern. So this design allows you to move this stand where you keep your reference materials up. It can be moved up in this design 6 inches or down quite a few inches for even a child could use it. So let me show you how that works. Take this support down, show you that there's a wing nut here. You can easily remove that. And then swing this hinge that I use as a support bracket out, and then you can simply pull this out, and this can be up at this level, even up as high as that for a really tall speaker, or as I say, clear down here where a child might be able to use it. Let me talk a little bit about the design of this stand. This bolt that holds it together is 1/4 inch diameter and 4 inches long, and as I say, held on by a wing nut. Then these hinges that I use for support brackets, this dimension is 4 inches and screwed into the stand. The top of the stand has trim that's along the top and sides, and then on the bottom there is a lip that extends out 1/2 inch and to hold the reference material or picture, what have you. The support piece is held on by 2 L brackets that are screwed in the middle with a bolt through it so that it can articulate, and then in the end of the support post I have drilled a hole that accepts the screw, and screwed that in. It's about a 2.5 inch screw. Screwed it in, then cut off the end, so leaving this pin sticking out about 1/2 inch. That then will go into these holes that I've drilled. They're drilled in about 1/2 inch, down a little bit of an angle, so that they can take that pin coming down from the stand, and they're spaced every about 3 inches, as about the same as the holes on the side. These holes that I say are drilled at about 5/16 so that they can accept the pin readily. Goes right in there. I chose to make the stand out of 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood, and the cutout to accommodate the post is 3.5 inches square. The depth from front to back is 16 inches, and the width is 18 inches. Excuse me, my dog is looking at me. I need to go let her in. At this highest setting, this lectern can accommodate even a really tall basketball player. 6'6" or so. Again, I've set the top hole so that even at this highest setting, which you can see it's 4 inches above the top of the post, you can gain horizontal orientation of the stand so that you could set something on top that wouldn't tip over. This will be screwed in in the top eventually. Made the base out of 2x6s, 3 2x6s that are glued together. If I had to do it again, I'd make them a little bit larger, and I would cut a circular base so that it would be a little more presentable. In the bottom, you can see that I have 4 2x2s that are cut with 45-degree angles, and the inside dimension there is 3.5 inches, 3.5 inch square, so that it accepts the bottom of the post and keeps that stabilized. Then these support pieces I made on my miter saw, and I will show you how I constructed those. Okay, here's the support piece that we want to make. One thing that I will make a comment on is that I round off the edges wherever I can on a project. Really dresses up the looks of it. And to do that, I take my router with a round off bit. I think this is like 1/4 inch round off, and it really makes things look much nicer. So I have a setup here where I am going to cut first this long edge. At the other end I still have a flat piece, and I put a sacrificial piece that I'm going to just go ahead and cut through, but it gives me something to back this piece that I want to cut up to. Otherwise it just want to go through. And then I make sure that it's square and level. Your board level, so support it on the back end to the right height. And then make the cut. So I have this cut. I should mention that I've set the cutter at 22.5 inches. It's just a convenient angle that the miter saw has a stop at, so that it clicks into that position really easily. So what we want is to have 90 degrees, so that this is the 90 minus 22.5, which is 67.5. And so to get the other 22.5, so I want to just check that, and that's the wrong way. So there's another 22.5 on the other side. Swing it around there, pop it in, and then this dimension on the short side here, this dimension here from this corner to this corner is about 10 inches. Anywhere between 9.5 and 10 inches worked for me. And there you have another piece, another support piece. Pretty quick and simple.